Good afternoon. Woodcote is a parish of about 1,000 homes in the Chilterns AONB, just about 9 miles north of Reading. It's a well-resourced, well-educated, confident, assertive community with a long record of opposing development. Village appraisals in 1994, 1984, 1991, and 2000, and a parish plan in 2008 all showed at least 70% of residents consistently opposed to any kind of development. This was, however, and a recent planning application keyed us in on this. This was a trigger for Woodcote to really attempt a neighbourhood plan. And in July 2011, we became one of the early front runners. 18 months later, at our final local exhibition, just before the pre-submission for our proposal for new housing, turned in, on 5 sites, turned in an 80% approval rate. It got better. On the 3rd of April at our referendum, 3rd of April last year at a referendum, 59.3% of the community turned out and 92% of those voted for development. 92% said yes on that, which was an absolute majority of the community. Plan was made in May 2014, and a fortnight ago, planning permission was given immediately, no questions asked, no opposition, for the development of our first site. The planning committee in South Oxfordshire commended it all round as a win-win-win. In a fortnight's time, another application for a second and much larger site will go in, and we expect an equally positive response. Both of these things being the result of the neighbourhood plan and the developers and the parish council working together. So how was 70% turned into this 80% for? Well, actually, both the ministers have touched on it, because as a community, before neighbourhood planning, we felt and we were excluded from the development decisions. And we were becoming increasingly frustrated and angry at being told by people who had no stake in our community and didn't have to live with the consequences what they were going to do to us. Result, effectively trench warfare. Village resources were channeled into opposition, leading to delay, additional expense, and pretty often defeat for the developers and the planners. Enter the neighbourhood plan. This levelled the playing field. We had a new power to argue our needs and to get the housing that we realised we needed. And the focus in the village moved from how do we stop this development to what sort of housing do we need, what sort of development do we need, and where can we put it? And in so doing, the village's resources and energies were completely refocused and channelled into a cooperative, much less adversarial relationship with the developers and planners. The residents made the choices and the opposition turned into support. It took a few bruises along the way, so I thought I'd just close by making a few observations perhaps. In working with developers and landowners, work with the NP teams. We faced a lot of aggression from some, we were patronised by some, we were ignored by others. Some cooperated with us. It's not about neighbourhood plans. Our neighbourhood plan is not about blocking development. It was about freeing up sites that have been jammed for years. And it's no coincidence that the developers that work with us fared very much better than those that tried to attack us and undermine the process. And for local authorities, it was new when we started, and we had a very cooperative relationship with South Oxfordshire. But that's not what I hear when I travel around talking to other people about their local authorities. So it's not the community. For local authorities, it's not the community getting in your way. It's us making the hard decisions for you, developing in many cases the very sensitive elements of your plan that in the past have led to this trench warfare. For those thinking about neighbourhood plans, particularly the smaller communities, neither size nor cost need be an obstacle. Woodcote is a relatively small community, only 1,000 homes. We delivered our plan for 10k. Not only that, and again I think this was something Oliver Letwin touched on, doing our NP has done several other things for us. It's revitalised the parish council. It's now got a real role, and it's attracting much better people and engagement as a result of that. And it's revitalised the community. We've spun off groups working on road safety, on traffic, on reducing carbon, and on education. And I guess finally for DCLG, be patient, because it takes time to develop an NP, but once made, the results flow. 50% of the new housing in our plan will be delivered within the next 12 to 18 months. Work has already started on one site. So It's been a lot of work, but for us, the neighbourhood plan has turned opposition into support, it's unlocked development, and it's reinvigorated the community. Thank you.